How's it going, y'all? What is up? How's everybody doing? I see Coffee Talk. How are you? Thank you guys for coming in and chatting last night. Hey, Dusty, Steve, how you doing, buddy? Mom of two, E squared. Hope y'all had a good day. April. Hey, Tammy Major, how are you? Yeah, please remember to like and subscribe. We're gonna we'll start out. Um, we're gonna talk about chaos and mental illness and how they could possibly uh, interject or intercede or however you want to word it. And fourth quarter just started of my Celtic game, so Celtics were ahead. So I'm going to be getting my buddies are in a group chat, so I'm going to depend on them. Oh, good deal, Steve. Awesome. Hey, Gwen, Jenna's Journey, Julie Walker, how you doing? There's Mama C calling. Hello, James. I told him, but yeah, I'll go in there. I'm live, but I'm hang on a second. I go in there and do it. I'll go in there and do it. Okay. I love you. Got to run a quick errand for Mama C on the other end of the house. I will be right back. You guys want to hear some music while I'm gone? Hey, Leslie B. I will be right back. Let me see. There's some. I know we got some elevator music here somewhere, right? Oh, that's terrible. It's even worse. My goodness. Don't put y'all to sleep, right? All right. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Oh, okay. I'm back. Let me figure out how to stop this music. Hey, Barbie. Andrew says I had to. Charlie the girl. I had to step away for a minute. Mama C wanted me to go in there and run an errand. But what we'll do is we're going to talk about chaos and mental illness, and of course, relate to YouTube without you know trolling anybody or using like that. I don't know. Somebody commented on one of my community posts earlier, something about that creator uh, that I know said something, and then anyone, I'm not throwing that person a bus. I'm just saying that what I said to them was on Robo, kind of like a woman repeating. Hmm. What's causing that? I haven't had that issue in a long time. That's where I use that phone. All right, check now. How's it now? Echo. Let me leave studio and come back to it. Leave the podcast. How's it doing now? Feel bad? Good. That's good. Maybe where I use that. Now check. Any better? Feel better. Hmm. You know what's good. I've not done anything different. Goes in and out. Okay. We'll get to it. Okay. Any better? Sounds like I'm in a tunnel. Maybe I am in a tunnel. Now it's not good. It's still no good, huh? Hmm. Perfect now. Oh, it is better. Okay. Okay. Take off the Celtics hat. um, but anyway, somebody was saying, about another creator and how, it's nuts how they do, you know, something. I can't even remember exactly what it was, but about some how many different people have been in the woods with that creator, and I'm like, well, to be honest with you, 99% of the stuff I see on YouTube is nuts or crazy. Um, okay, Sandy, that's good to hear. Um, but and I was, I got my iPad. My iPad has, hey, Mrs. T. My iPad has the SIM card in it where you know kids can listen to it in the car on the way to school and all that stuff. So the kids have had my iPad, um, and I had assumed that you know with me ignoring things that maybe they were getting better, but actually uh, the iMessages are still coming to my iPad and they're vulgar, disgusting, and my daughters have seen them. They didn't tell me about them because they didn't want to upset me, but I got my iPad today and I saw them. And you know what? What do you think possesses people to push other people that badly? Do you think it's mental illness? Do you think it's outright bullying like we talked about the other day? Um, I'm just going to try to figure out how to ignore the iMessage. I don't. which is not coming through on my phone. So maybe I can do it on the iPad and just ignore it and be done with that. Um, but yeah, I'm you know, gonna have to take more measures. And yeah, that's what I think too, Steve. That's what I think too. Um, and you're right too, Jenna. Um, oh, I've got screenshots. I'm going to keep everything that I've seen and that has been seen um, by my 12-year-old daughter. It's just I don't know. I don't know what possesses people to act that way. Um, you know, as mad as I've been at people, and there's been people not really on YouTube, but there's been people that I've been super mad at. Um, mad enough to fist fight. Um, and for me, that's about as mad as I get, um, or used to get. But I would never uh, target a child. I mean, it's just I don't understand people, and I know that some people don't have those kind of emotions, don't feel that way. To me, it's just sad. Yes, we need to do the force the anti-bully content on all levels. We need to stick with that, and network together with the channels who are willing to do so. Hey, Gwen, did I miss you? Did I say hi to you already? I don't know. See if I did. Double hey. Um, but the mental illness I want to talk about is not just that. Like, um, and we're going to segue from mental illness into talking about Vicky and Casey White later. Um, Andrew says that may be something I need to look into. Um, good. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're doing well. Um, but um, I think it. You know, I don't know if it's more so now than ever, or if it's just more that we see more so than ever. Um, that mental illness is just at a whole new level, um, and there's all different types of mental illness. Are they coming back? See, I'm kind of having some illness over the Celtics right now. Let's see. Oh, we're good. 7-1 lead. What are these boys whining about? They did. Well, that's good to hear, Andrew. That's good to hear. Um, I don't know. Messaged with her earlier. She may not be feeling too well. Um, um, Sometimes, she goes to bed early. Her job requires her being up early and working 12-hour shifts. So sometimes it's just too late for her to hang out with the cool kids. Just kidding, just kidding. Yeah, Butterfly Angel. Like I don't remember it being at the level it is today. That's what I'm saying. Like, um, I think it's directly related to the how to word this the how easy it is to bully somebody from behind the screen right here, right? So I can take this computer right here. I can say I'm, you know, Steve American Viking Media and steal his name and say to you what I want to say and bully you how I want to bully you, and I'm hid behind this computer right here. Social media and these screens have made it easy for people, I think, to bully and to harassments on a all new level, all new level. Yeah, mental illness is definitely no joke. It's uh, all spectrums, children, adults. Um, I think um, if we catch it early on, and it's not always easy, right? It's not always easy to see somebody. You can't see mental illness unless somebody displays it, right? You can't see it. How can you help somebody if you don't even know? Um, yeah, and and I don't want to give you know I don't want to give a name to it because I think that's what they're looking for. Um, I think they want to be relevant somehow, so they want to, you know, that they flock together. And Coffee Talk said, seems like they attract each other. You tune it, or YouTube has groups of people who seem mentally off. It's sad, and it is, it is. It's so hard to tell in children. Dusty's divine, like, um, you know, I'm, you know, I'm around children constantly, and very rarely do you ever see a kid, or do I ever see a kid? Oh no, 2 point game. Very rarely do I ever see a kid who's, sticks out to me like, man, that kid, there's something off. You know, there's something wrong. Um, Now it has happened. Um, and no, I don't run the DCS, and I don't, do anything like that. Um, hey, Jen Hoffa, I will do what I can do to help the child, and I will talk to their parents. Um, I won't say, "Hey, I think your kid's mentally ill." No, I will say, hey, little Johnny's displaying some behavior that you may want to look into. Um, you know, and I always give them out like, hey, maybe it's a reaction from something else, um, from another kid. Maybe just need to look into it. Um, Sometimes it is that, but um, I think the earlier that possible, that it's possible to catch any kind of mental illness, then the sooner that some kind of treatment can be made. And um, I have one. Oh, Jen Hoffer. Jen Hoffer, how old is your daughter? Oh, you're waiting on her band performance. Oh, nice. Didn't even catch it. Yeah, but you know, awareness is a big thing, and alerting the parents and the school teachers and the coaches and others of what to look for. You know, you know, I've got my 2 year degree in science and human services, and just in that, you know, small 2 year degree, you know, we studied, you know, bullies and um, psychology of different ages and things of that nature, and you know, reporting. Um, so there's, you know, and then there's a difference between reporting what you see might be an issue and what you see might be abuse. Though, you know, that's a totally different subject. Totally different subject. Um, but but yeah, there are tell signs, Stephen. You know, bullying is one, of course, and you know, um, avoiding other children is another thing. Just there's so many different types of issues to look for, and yes, Dusty, not about a child following a parent's example. That child exhibits mental illness, anxiety, depression, suicidal ideations. It's not about parenting, it's mental illness. And that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely. Um, so, with that said, um, did any of you look into the history of Vicky White? In case you don't know who that is, she's the Alabama prison guard. Hey, did you catch that? Who broke the prisoner out? I know it's not funny, but broke the prisoner out. The female prison guard who broke the male prisoner out, and you know, went on a 10-day run, 10 or 11 day run. Um, so I've been looking. I've been looking into her background. It is the parent's job to advocate for their child. Absolutely advocate. Um, but yeah, the recently she, you know, shown some signs, but throughout her history, um, she was, you know, just a model employee, like decorated with awards and medals, and you know, like, you know, if you wanted a prison guard, you know, or to write a textbook about how to be a prison guard, then that's who you wrote about. That, like, she was the one. She was, you know, everything you could ask for in a prison guard. But like, you know, her bosses who saw her for, you know, 10, 12 hours a day didn't see the signs of any kind of mental illness. Was there some? Some people think so. Some people think that Casey White, the male, was manipulative and was able to manipulate her. Some people say considering my daughter told me she's just going to fake it. Oh, no. She plays the bell kit. Oh. I see, Jen Hoffa. Well, Mama C played the clarinet in the band, in the same band where I played the snare drum and the quads. And she doesn't know how to play the clarinet. Hey, Jenny Penny. How are you? But why him? Good question. She had to have seen thousands of cons. Now, recently, I think within the past couple of years, her husband had passed away to Parkinson's disease. So maybe he was there for her. I blame Squidward. Maybe he was there for her. I've got a little video that I'm going to have to give. Let me put up my little banner here for. Before I use somebody else's content, this is actually not a YouTube content, but not trigger warning. I hit the wrong thing. Look at me. Fair use. Fair use and good faith. This will contain fair use of copyrighted and non-copyrighted images from the public domain and web for non-commercial and non-profit educational purposes. So we're going to use this information from, I think it's Headline News. Let me see. Nope. Morning in America. Okay. So I'm gonna share this little video. It's like 4 minutes long, and see what you guys think after seeing this video from Morning in America.
On just about everything. For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
Many questions remain about the manhunt that gripped the nation for 11 days. Investigators are still working to piece together the connection between Casey White and Vicky White, including why the former corrections officer threw it all away to help Casey White escape. It's a question Lauderdale County Sheriff Rick Singleton says we will never get answers to. Joining us now to explain a few of the possibilities about how this happened is clinical psychologist Dr. John Duffy. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, Rutabaga. Thanks for having me.
So what did you make of this? I mean, when you heard about her throwing away this life, she had accolades, she had awards, she was well liked, she was known to be a compassionate person, and she threw it all away, and now she's dead.
Right. And from a psychologist's point of view, I always look beneath the surface and think like, well, there must have been some kind of susceptibility, some kind of vulnerability in her life that made her prone to his kind of manipulation. And that's what I suspect happened. That's what typically happens in cases like this, is that somebody with a sociopathic tendency is able to make a victim of somebody over time. And I think it's been over the course of a couple of years, and really take advantage of them, convince them we have this special thing, we have this special friendship. And if we could just get out of here together, then we could create some kind of life together. And I'm not sure exactly how that went, but I suspect that's roughly the framework.
So you don't look at the story and say she was the mastermind, she was in control, she had the key to the prison, she could have, she was responsible for helping him escape. You look at it more like, she was this vulnerable person. She had just nursed her dying ex-husband. Yes. As he passed away. She might have been in a lonely, vulnerable spot and been taken advantage of by him.
Right. And certainly she executed a lot of what he benefited from, right? So there was some masterminding going on. Certainly there was some plotting and some executing going on, but I think it was under the guise of being manipulated all the way through, because she's the only person, if you think about it, who had everything he needed to achieve his goals. Not necessarily hers. You're right. She had a lot going for her, but to achieve his. And so I think he convinced her that his goals were her goals.
And when you look at him, right, you're looking at both of them. What do you make of him? You think he's a sociopath?
It's hard for me to imagine that he's not, in that he is, I'm guessing, very manipulative. I can't imagine the circumstance, given the facts, where that's not the case. At the very least, he's a very manipulative guy, but I suspect sociopathy creeps in there, especially when you convince yourself that you can do something that people hardly are ever able to actually achieve.
Right. It takes a certain amount of confidence to even try, to even plot to carry this out. I know when he was arrested, he identified her as his wife. What do you think went into this kind of grooming over the years?
Well, I think there's a certain cleverness and manipulation affiliated with that. There is kind of a misnomer out there that somebody who has made enough mistakes to get himself imprisoned for life is not intelligent. But I suspect that this man had just enough intelligence, even though he doesn't come across, a lot of people say, as particularly bright. You don't need to have a great deal of just IQ points in order to manipulate another person to help you achieve your goals, especially if you're desperate to have those goals achieved.
And the fact that both of them carried this out, they plotted this, and no one really seemed to know. It happened under everyone's noses. I mean, what does that tell you?
It tells me that he likely, but maybe the two of them together over time, were able to create a culture of two. And when your culture is that small, you're able to make really bad decisions and convince yourself this can work. We can make this happen, without consulting anybody else.
Us against the world.
Exactly.
All right, Dr. John Duffy, it's really interesting to look at this part of the story. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Is it okay to call you?
Okay. Let me stop the share screen here. So, yeah, I see all kinds of stuff in the chat here that's very interesting. No, he did not look very broken up over her. I'm not sure how long they knew each other, actually. Long enough for them to strike up a relationship. And Steve, you're right. Convicts are predatory, and some know what to say. I'm sure this guy was, and this other guy called him clever enough to at least, make her think that, yeah, she did, Leslie. She shackled him, walked him out, and put him in the back seat of that cruiser, and then got in the front seat and drove off with him. Got down the road, unshackled him, and switched vehicles, and drove to, I guess, Indiana, and changed vehicles again. I think, Dusty, I think you're right. I think he would have killed her. You never know, but that's my feeling. I think he would have. He needed that money, and he needed the resources to try to get himself out of the country. Because let's face it, he's 6'9". He's the most wanted man in America. Well, one of them, I guess. But, he wasn't going to be hiding too long. I mean, it wouldn't happen. Yes, showered her with compliments, told her how pretty she was. And, hey, you can lean on me about your husband. I'll be here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I've got 75 years, and then I'm facing murder charges that, of course, I'm sure he told her he didn't do. He's wrongly convicted. I'm sure he told her that. It is very similar to people I've seen on YouTube. E squared. But yeah, he's, I think that she may have had, oh no, Selleck's going to lose. Well, blew that one. It's all right. Oh gosh. But I think she was probably borderline, you know, starting to become mentally ill, maybe. And then um, once once he started smooth talking her, and that, I mean, obviously she couldn't have been thinking clearly to think, because with her record at the jail, and just being on that side of the law for so long, how many times do you think she's ever seen anybody get away with it? Probably never. Probably never. So what made her think that her and um, this 6'9", you know, um, heinous criminal would get away with it all of a sudden? So definitely some issues going on inside uh, her brain, and supposedly, I've seen. I don't know if you guys have seen the weapons that they had on that board or whatever. That was, hey, just Samantha. The power of love, Jimbo, willing to risk it all. I hope she enjoyed every last minute of those 11 days. The power of love with. Do you think it was love? I mean, I guess that would explain the the ability to be willing to risk it all. But she had, her mother, her only living relative, her only, you know, heir, um, and she obviously didn't care to leave her behind. Like, she took her own life with no explanation. Um, um, I don't know. That's a good question, Andrew. That's a good question. Does anybody know how old Vicky was? I know we got some quick Googlers out there to find that out for us. I mean, I'm gonna guess around right here, and I would say the mother would probably 60s. Hope they allow Casey to speak to her mother to give her solace. I would doubt that. I would doubt that. Just Samantha. I don't think they're going to allow Casey to speak to anybody. I think his privileges are gone. And I know it would be more for the mother than it would be um, for him. But then they've got to worry, you know, could he say something to trigger the mother? And it's probably best left not to be. Oh, mother was 88. Wow. Yeah, he'll be. That's what I think too, Stephen. Like, he's going into some kind of solitary confinement. I don't know prison talk and all that stuff, but like, he won't be in the regular population with other prisoners. I wouldn't imagine, for a long, long time. In time, you might get one. I don't see it. Yep, somebody said she was 56 and the mother was 88. Um, he's a proven flight risk and a master manipulator. He said, "Yeah, I agree with that, Stephen. I don't think this guy's going to get any kind of privileges." And um, was Dana Moore in Alabama? They were out 11 days, I think, Jenny Penny. 11 days. Dusty's divine. I don't know. He may be able to be charged with aiding in in that crime. So it's just, and that's to me where the mental illness part would come into play. Like, you know, at the very least, she couldn't have been thinking things through, right? Like, and this was planned out. Like, it wasn't like, they were spending their nights together and, pillow talk and, hey, baby, let's run away together tomorrow. Let's, oh, cop was 56. Oh, oops, my bad, 56. Oh, never mind. Yeah, 56. But, Dana Moore was a prison escape in New York. CO helped but didn't meet up with him. She panicked. Yeah. And this is what I was saying. Like, she had to have some kind of breakdown to think, like, this isn't before social media. This isn't before the advances in technology and video cameras everywhere. Everybody's got a video camera right on their person, right? Everybody. So anywhere you go, somebody's potentially got a video camera. So, so this wasn't the 1950s or, some kind of romantic escape story that was going to work. Like, she had to think something was going to work. And for her to believe that, I believe there had to be some sort of, and she may never have been mentally ill, but I believe there was some sort of mental illness going on inside her when she carried out this escape. Yeah, when I say sleep together, I mean in the bed together, like overnight, pillow talk. Hey, let's lay there for hours. That's what I'm talking about. They're just possibly grief stricken. I think several things had to play a part in it. The grief. I mean, if her mom was 88 years old, maybe she thought, mom's not going to be around much longer. And then what do I have? Corrections officers are a different breed. I knew a good friend of mine who was a corrections officer. He was also an MMA promoter, and one night before one of his MMA events, he, his heart quit beating. But he was a really good man, and but as tough as nails, and did all kinds of good in his life. But he was a corrections officer. I don't think he ever Metafin. And I don't know how commonplace is it for, and maybe I know there's a couple people in the chat who could probably tell me, how commonplace is it for a female guard to work at a male prison or a male jail? I don't know. I don't know that he was in jail, or was he in prison, or was he in jail awaiting trial for the new murder charges? I know he was serving 75 years already. So he had nothing to lose. He had absolutely nothing to lose. He's got 75 years in prison, and very common be sexist. I didn't know. I didn't know how common it was. That's why I asked. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't being sexist. I just didn't know the answer. Female work at my maximum prison. He was in the prison in Alabama. Okay, so yeah, but when you now this isn't sexist, but when you cross male and female, doesn't that increase the likelihood of companionship or relationship? I know that there are gay men and gay women, and I know how that works too, but isn't it more likely? Yes, she was like some kind of case manager or something. Somebody said last night. Guards in my town were bribing the girls with cigarettes and drugs for sex. See? And yeah, and in that's another thing, when you have an all-female prison and one of them comes up pregnant, okay, how'd that happen? Well, it had to be a guard, right? Unless there's the conjugal visit thing, but intake coordinator. There you go, Steve. Steve's got you. But yeah, that's now, and I did read that she had enough power there to where she had granted him with special privileges and extra food. So, there was definitely a relationship going on. E Square said also unconsenting relations also. Yeah. That goes on with same sex too. They also stalked them on the outside, threatened to violate their parole if they didn't continue to sleep with them. Oh, wow. See, that's scary stuff, man, right? That's scary stuff, how people can control your life once you're, in that system, once you're part of that, once you've been in jail. Now, I know all jails aren't like that. All prisons aren't like that. Hey, Bannerby. But, of course it happens. Of course it happens. My aunt worked at LaGrange, Luther Luckett for years. Those prisoners was her family. It's crazy. Well, I mean, and I can see that too as a prison guard or a nurse or, anybody who works at a prison, you see those people. And when I say those people, I mean, you see the prisoners on a daily basis. Sometimes 8 hours a day, sometimes 10, 12 hours a day. And it's I would say commonplace for people to become friends and consider it family. Stephen, while we have cameras all over, still jails and prisons have lots of sexual activity going on. We have outside workers coming in too. Yeah, contract workers come in, right? People delivering food, delivering medicine, delivering supplies. Um, those are not even prison workers, right? Oh, just a news report you read. Yeah. Infirmary, I have male nurses and females too. Yeah. You do spend a lot of time together, I would imagine. Yeah. That's so you can see where they, those inmates become friends and sort of like family. They're especially the ones that are there for a long time, and if you work there for a long time, right? Hello, baby.
Have you seen my fly swat?
You can borrow mine
Where is it?
right there. This little one.
Please do.
It's got an extender on it.
Thank
Don't
you.
touch it. Don't touch it.
Why?
Don't touch that part.
Oh, my dear Jesus, germaphobe.
Touch the handle part.
You would have died today if you'd been outside with me.
I saw it.
No, I mean, before that, there was a spider crying on the ground. I was sitting on the ground, and I killed it with my hand.
Yeah, I would. It would have killed me. I couldn't tell you. Why'd you even tell me about that?
Because, son, honey, it's a spider. It's a bug.
It's a bug.
How else are you supposed to kill him, honey?
Why do you have to kill it at all?
Are you live?
Yes.
The other day we were in the car, and my son says, I went crawdad hunting. And my husband goes, why would you touch that? And I said, why wouldn't he? I said, I used to go all the time when I was a little girl. I played in the creek, and I'd flip the rocks, and I'd catch crawdads.
You did almost call me son, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It's not. He looks. My oldest boy looks just like his daddy, and he acts just like his daddy.
No.
He's a germaphobe too. But
he
anyway,
don't have my beard.
Anyway, he Jimbo goes.
Or something. Hello.
He looked over at me and he said, "You caught crawdads?" And I said, "Yeah, that's probably yeah, I did. But I'm also the one around here that kills all the spiders and that kills all the crickets, and because they just don't."
Why do they need to die?
Why does the spiders need to die?
Yeah. The only thing that needs to die is the stink bugs.
The spiders have to die because my oldest son won't live in this house if there's spiders or crickets.
Spiders keep away the other bad bugs.
How old was he when he saw his first cricket and climbed on top of the couch?
Less than two.
Yeah, he saw his cricket, and
We're
that.
saying hi to you.
Hi, guys, and bless his little heart. He's terrified of crickets still at the age of 19. He's leaving for college. I don't know who's going to kill them spiders if they get in that room with him. So
They don't even kill a spider. It's gonna kill all them other bugs. I need to have that spider talk with James.
he used to sleep with a what was that lizard? What lizard was it?
It was a bearded dragon.
Yeah, it was huge,
It was.
and he would sleep with it because we told him it killed spiders, and he would sleep with that lizard. But I gotta go, guys.
That bearded dragon was bigger than CB.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I'll
it?
see you guys.
Here, take CB with you.
Come on, CB.
Come on,
Out.
buddy.
Out. Thank you.
She said hello, everybody. Spiders kill the bad bugs, Dusty. However, I did have a spider about taking my leg off one time. I got bit. I don't know. How old was I? I'd say James was 4 or 5 years old. I got bit by a brown recluse on my leg, and it took my leg off. I had the biggest, nastiest hole in my leg forever, and it was awful. Sandy says, I apologize to the spiders and bugs every time I kill one. Now, listen, do you think the spiders go to heaven? Put one in the chat if you think spiders go to heaven when you smash them. Yeah, I don't like spiders either, but I'd rather leave them living as long as they ain't crawling near me somewhere or nothing, you know. He almost killed you once when a spider jumped on him. So none of you think spiders are going to heaven, right? Then you shouldn't kill them then. Depends on if they ask for forgiveness. uh, okay, so let's get back to Vicky and Casey, the Whites, which is ironic in nature because they are not related. He did refer to her as his wife when they wrecked. He got out of the car and said, "My wife's shot herself. Please take care of my wife." Guys think they might have stopped off in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, on the way from Alabama, and got hitched at one of the little wedding chapels down there. I will watch that, just Samantha. I will. I for sure will. Who knows? I was under my troll name. What are you doing? Who knows? Yeah, brown recluse got me. It was, and they're not big. I've seen a black widow or two. Um, Andrew says I'm not real sure if they like for it to be official. I'm sure it would, but I think you can go there and do the ceremony in the eyes of God or whatever, and or in the eyes of Elvis. Um, uh, just as long as you pay the fee. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, it may not have been official at all, but it is possible. Casey is a psychopath, manipulative. They all are. I agree. I think absolutely Casey is a psychopath. Um, and I do think he manipulated Kate or Vicky. Now Vicky's a grown woman. If she's 56, then she knows better. She's obviously been working in the prison system for a long time. Certificate makes it legal. Certificate makes it legal. Ceremony makes it real. Okay. But Vicky shot herself in the head, suicide by cop. That's quite ironic, isn't it? Huh. It is suicide by cop, huh? She probably knew where to get fake IDs easy. Well, they haven't said that they had fake IDs. But also, renting a hotel room is not easy without an ID either. Yeah, they spent at least 30 grand, right? At least 30 grand. They only had 29 grand left. Yeah, they only had 29 grand left, and depending on how much money they actually had, um, which I heard she paid a penalty, or not a penalty, but had to, when she sold her house, she had to pay it off. So she didn't get the whole like nearly 100,000 out of her house, but there was a retirement money, I think, and some other money. That hotel charges by the hour, no ID. Could be right. That's true too. They could have had a homeless person rent a hotel room. Is that a fact? Is that what they're saying? Yeah, they had several weapons. Did you see that board, Serena, with all the weapons on it and ammunition? And she had planned on having a shootout with the federal authorities before the wreck. Like whoever this U.S. Marshal was that rammed them and caused them to wreck and put his life on the line or her life on the line, whoever it was, is a hero. Could have saved, countless lives by doing what they did. Um, in my opinion, they should be, held as a hero. Yeah. All right. Question time. One in the chat. If you think Vicky actually had mental illness at the time that they escaped, if she was suffering from mental illness, or two in the chat, if you think she was just being ignorant and manipulated. It's a tough one for me. I've changed my views. Yes, we watched the body cam footage last night, actually, on here. I'm in the minority. I thought last night that she was just, manipulated and just ignorant, just made bad choices, allowed a man to. Yes, Serena, they are amazing. I thought she allowed a man to, basically cause the end of her life. And let's face it, when she walked him out into that vehicle and put him in the back seat and drove away from that jail, prison, wherever they were at, that was the end of her life. It wasn't going to end any differently. She had made up her mind it wasn't going to end any differently. Yeah, that would be interesting, Sandy. I don't know. She may have been. We talk about a brown recluse. She may have been a recluse. She may have been one of those who didn't have many friends. I mean, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Somebody done call me a sexist, but if I look at her, like, if I had to guess what her profession was, it would definitely be law enforcement. I would think that lady right there works in law enforcement. She was willing to kill cops. No sympathy here either. She was willing. Hey, 616 love. She was willing to take anybody's life. She was willing to take another innocent person's life. No respect for me. Of course, she don't need my respect now. I'm not laughing. I'm going to go hell for that. She's, but she's not getting respect by anybody now, right? She's gone. But yeah, the moment I know. I'm just teasing you. E squared, I was hanging with a cool kid at the prison. She was 18 years older than him. So she had herself a catch, right? Only one catch to that catch was that catch was already on the hook for 75 years and facing the death penalty. So there was, really the only ending, was either her spending her life in prison. Oh, yeah, I might have been talking a little junk. I don't know. You weren't here to see it, so it didn't happen. I just said you possibly fell asleep early tonight. Coyotes are howling down behind the house. Freaks you out. I'll loan you one of these Akitas. Those coyotes will be no more. What are you doing, buddy? Is there at the door? One of my doggies? No. Um, one Akita equals about 5 coyotes. So oh, really? There's a gentleman who I see in a few law enforcement chats saying that Vicky asked him to save her before she ruined her life. He goes by the name of In Florida something. Wow. That's interesting. Did you say something? 616 Love? Did I miss it? Good night, Steve. Good night. We're about to end here too. Tomorrow night's going to be, and Leslie, you still in here? We are soon going to go over. We are soon going to go over Damon Stevens. This guy murdered his parents in Harlan, Kentucky, where I'm from. And I've got a friend of mine who actually works at the police station now that was pretty good friends with Damon. I was acquaintances with Damon, but my buddy was pretty good friends with him. So we're gonna have him come on panel and talk about and discuss, how nobody saw that coming. So, and that's like this guy, people just were blown away because this guy was, just a all-American kid, that the community loved. Like Leslie said, I think the other night he scored the highest marks on the postal exam or whatever. I mean, just an athletic, super young, super good kid, and kills his parents, chops them up, and puts them in the river. Oh, is your neighbor? Maybe you want to come up on panel. You don't have to if you don't want to, but yeah, that's you didn't see it coming, did you? Maybe you did. Maybe you thought, man, something's off with that guy. It does sound like drugs, just Samantha. But I don't think they ever tied drugs to the guy. I think he just lost his mind. Mental illness. Oh, you're welcome, Serena. That's a very interesting. My buddy, that the one story that he told, they went up to the airport in Harlan, which is a small private airport, and they were all up there partying, drinking, and my buddy was, always pretty quick, pretty fast running. And he told me a story that, they were racing and, like, I don't know, 50 yards or something, maybe 100 yards. Yeah, I've got a couple buddies, a couple that haven't turned on me yet. My real life friends really love me. And my YouTube subscribers and members, they really love me, and my mods, but you know how the other people here are. But anyway, they were racing, like 3 or 4 of them were running, and Damon passes my friend up, which is a feat by itself, because like I said, my friend's pretty quick. He runs by him, runs over in front of him, drops behind him, and literally runs a circle around my friend in the race. But I mean, he was just an athletic kid, and and now he's in prison, and I don't think he's getting out either. Do you know, Leslie? He did get on drugs. Okay, I don't think he's getting out either. I think he's in prison forever, and he should be. I hope so. You're funny. You're funny. I think he was 22. Actually, he may have been a little older than that. Hang on a second. I'll tell you for sure. 28 when he went to court. So let me check. Let's see. Kentucky. All right. I'll read you this part. A man who believed his mother and father were being replaced by pod people who intended to hurt them admitted that he murdered them, burned their bodies, dumped them and their ashes and bone fragments into a river in 1997. Damon Stevens, 28 years old, and that was in 2002. So 5 years before that, he would have been 23. 23 years old, and that's what it says here. Was suffering from paranoid schizophrenia, his attorney says. Declared incompetent to stand trial. He's been undergoing treatment at the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center since then, and was declared competent for trial in February. I guess that's when he pled guilty. But yeah, that's we're going to go over that in detail. Sounds like it might be some rough details, so we'll have some trigger warnings and can't tell you though otherwise it's premeditated. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll have it on camera because I got cameras everywhere up here now. I got the camera system going now. We got 3 cameras on that system, and I'm showing you this to scare you away. Two cameras on that system. And so we cover everything. You come up here, your own video. Smile, your own candy camera. But I will let you guys enjoy the rest of Hump Day, Wednesday. I'm going to go in here and watch a little Netflix with Mama C. I haven't had anything sweet to eat today, and I haven't had any potatoes, no bread. So I started the right path. It is sad I needed that camera. Yeah, you're right. I had one camera out there. That's where I caught the my Akita destroying the Bobcat video. But now I've added 4 more. So, and I got a couple more I'm going to add. So, But these Google Nest cams, if you don't have them, are a good way to go. They are awesome. And you can, I guess there's most cameras, you can use the app and pull it right up. And dinner in the oven at 10 p.m. Good job, Sandy says. Now, I haven't eaten supper yet, so I'm going to go in here and take my insulin shot like a good boy. And not really E squared. They're I think I gave $150 a piece for them. My buddy works for Dish Network. Monthly subscription. You can get it without it, and it records by motion, and it'll record like 30 seconds at a time, or as long as there's motion going on, and that's free. Or you can get it to record continuously, and it's like $8 a month. It's not bad at all. But I've got a buddy who sells them through Dish Network, and he sells them to me at cost. So it's one of my other friends in real life. But you guys need me for anything, text me, call me, email me, and I'll do whatever I can to help you any way I can. So I'll let you guys have a good rest of the night. I'm Jimbo, coming to you live from the stand. Y'all have a good night.